Hello, and welcome to the Universes Academy podcast. I am your host, Matt Childress, and this is my co-host, Mr. Chris Smith. How are we doing, man?
I'm great. It's like the second week in a row we've actually put content out, so we're on
Shh,
a
don't jinx
streak,
it.
baby.
Yeah, yeah,
We're on a
yeah.
streak,
I'm
baby. We're
trying
on a
real
streak.
hard, man. I'm trying real hard. I told you we're gonna try to get back into a normal groove. We're making it happen. It's takes a little bit of coordinating, but we're getting there. We're getting there. But yeah,
Yep.
man. How's life? How's life?
Good. Things are busy. Work is busy. Cards are busy. It's just
Hey,
it's just
that's true.
busy. It's just like life is life. And I know that you've been busy as well with school starting back up and all that.
Yeah, dude. So like I said, took a new job, in a new area, all this sort of stuff, and that's all well and good. And still trying to find like where I'm going to play and stuff. Got some updates there as well. I'll share with everybody. But yeah, like
Sweet.
the work thing, man. I kid you not. All right, so we're in like second full week, 2.5 weeks really, because we went back like on a Wednesday, right? So I of those, tomorrow will be day 13. I have had air conditioning for 3 days. Yeah. So
Love that.
I kid you not, it has been 85 degrees in my room with 30 computers and 30 students.
Oh, that sounds miserable.
Yeah, and I have to dress, like the business
Yeah.
professional, right? So like I can't go in like
Yeah.
shorts and
Yeah.
flip flops and stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
if you're a cool teacher, you would,
right
you know.
if I got it like that. But as the new guy on the
Yeah.
block, I don't got it
It's
like
the new.
that.
Yeah, you don't got it like that. Yeah.
So yeah, dude, like, and don't get me wrong, like I really genuinely do enjoy where I work. Great
Mhm.
environment. It's not that they're not doing anything about it, but apparently, like, it's just a series of unfortunate events that are leading to it prolonging the time that it's
Yeah.
broken. So hopefully that gets resolved. Is where that's going, because as soon as that's resolved, things are Gucci. We're
Great.
good. You know what I'm saying? We're
Great.
just chilling. Literally,
Yeah.
I told my students, I was like, hey, just so you know, once this is fixed and we're all freezing in this room, I don't want to hear anybody complain about it, because
Yeah,
I want it to be
exactly.
so cold now, like,
Yeah.
so yeah, but outside of that, works great, man. Life is moving right along. Update on stores. So I've been traveling around trying
Yeah.
to find stores in the greater Atlanta area. Found a few different ones, but there's no store locally. Well, the store locally apparently bought in a set one and set two. I guess didn't really get a whole lot of traction, so they kind of bowed out, right?
Hmm.
So while talking to UVS Games and some of their people, they reached out to the store, and the store's apparently interested in carrying it again and trying to get a group going again and stuff. So
Oh,
I
sick.
might end up actually being able to, like, I might go and help do some demo days and kind of like start getting the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and if that's the case and it actually, takes hold, then dude, man, I'll be able to play cards, 20 minutes down the road. Like, that's
That's
half the
sick.
drive to the next closest place.
Um, so update on that demo day type thing.
Mhm.
So my store got a random box sent to them by UVS Games.
That's cool.
It had a box of booster set one, two Midoriya Bakugo starter decks,
Hmm.
and then 8 of each demo deck, and then some paper play mats and some POS, some point of sale merchandise.
Sure, sure.
It is a demo day kit. They will send you this.
Oh,
I
that's
don't know.
cool.
I think it was just straight up free for the store. They just
Yeah,
applied for it.
sure.
So it came with like a booster box to incentivize playing. So people are like, here, and they have plus ultra packs. If your store has an abundance of plus ultra packs like mine does, they can just give out like, here, take 20 plus ultra packs, catch up,
Yeah,
It's just like,
yeah.
cool, man. And it's just there to get more eyes on it. Granted, like my store, we have a local scene, we play every week, yada yada,
Sure.
but we kind of want to grow a bit because now we have Lorcana sneaking in, we got Shadowverse sneaking in, and we kind of just
Right.
want to like, spread our elbows a bit and be like, this is our space,
Yeah,
So
yeah. Yeah,
so we that so
I know
that
that
could be an option
store.
for you.
Yeah, I think the store does like Friday Night Magic and does like some of the other, like, Pokemon, maybe Yu-Gi-Oh or something like that, some
Mm,
of the larger games. So I think there is
sure.
a core TCG community in my town and kind of in my county, but it's just a matter
Yeah.
of like you're saying, kind of converting them to play our game,
Mm,
or even further,
mm,
just exposing them to it.
yeah.
From talking to some of the guys when they used to do it back in like set one or set two, when they had stuff going on, I think they just didn't have a whole lot of people who were really showing up and were playing
Yeah.
consistently. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm optimistic about it. Like, I really appreciated UVS Games reaching out on my behalf. Like, literally, they were just like, "Hey, is
That's
there a store
cool.
nearby you?" I was like, "Yeah, that'd be cool." Like, it's one thing to have like a consumer come in who's like, hey, I'll buy product if you get product in, and I'd like to play this game here.
It's different if it's a company.
Yeah, then it's different when the company's like, hey, we're just curious. Are you interested in doing this? We'll give you stuff. We'll, hook you up. We'll make sure you get what you need. Like, all right, well, I'm willing to take that risk as a business. So hopefully that ends up playing out. I got to go by the store and try to talk to them at some point and see if we can kind of coordinate something. But yeah, exciting stuff. This weekend, I'm actually heading back up to the upstate of South Carolina, and at the store I used to play at, they're having a store championship there just this weekend. So I'm going to try to drop in.
Everybody's having them this weekend because
Right.
we're having one too.
Oh, cool.
And then Michigan, who like Charles Barkley and all them from the Discords, his group will come in and play at ours, but they're having one too. So it's like it may be like a 10-man event. So it's just like whatever. It's a small, intimate event. Be over in 4 hours. We go get food and go home.
Right.
So,
well, and that's kind of my thought too. Like my son and I are going up, and I was telling some of the guys, I was like, guys, I'm going to come in, I'm going to register, and I'm going to try to play, but I don't know how long I'll be able to be there because he'll be with me, and we'll see. Like if I can hang out and play a round or two, cool. If not, I just want to make sure that you guys get the count, so that way we can make sure that you guys get an invite, because I already got mine, and I'm good there, and I'm just trying to. I got that plane ticket, man. I'm just working on the hotel situation now, and then once we get that settled, we're just waiting on October,
Yeah, and about that, I have some news on that. I know that if you are a purveyor of the Discord and if you know me, whatever, you know that I have the opportunity to go to Nats now. I thought it was I thought that door was closed, and then I found out that the following Monday, nobody had taken it for PTO, and I was like, hey boss, I'll take that day off, please.
Oh snap!
Instantly cut my plane ticket by a third. Like from leaving from Sunday to Monday, like leaving Monday afternoonish, cut my plane ticket almost by a third.
Oh wow!
So
yeah, I'm flying out Sunday night.
Yeah, so I'm just like, this is awesome. I'll do it. Caveat: I have to fly in Friday night, kind of like how I did Orlando, where I flew in Friday night.
Yeah.
So I'll miss some of the side events, on Friday, which is okay because I don't really, I'm not too big on those. We'll talk about those in a minute.
Yeah. We'll talk about all the new Nats information.
Yeah, all the news. But being able to go and be there for all day Saturday, all day Sunday, makes it worth the plane ticket price. And working on I'm trying to work on where I'm staying and then buying the ticket and all that. I'm just trying to work it all at the same time, so I can just be like, that's it, and I'm set. But but your boy is going, and we're gonna get the sick ass promo.
Yes, we are, son. And hopefully we'll both be playing on day 2 and get extras of all those promos. You know what I'm saying?
And we're both in top 16. So
maybe we get to play grand finals against each other.
I mean, can we just call can we just be like, hey man, flip a coin, because both of us want the silver card. We both don't. Neither of us want the gold one. Right. We just flip the coin to see who gets what.
Can we flip a coin to see who's second place? Because that's what we're really playing for.
Yeah, exactly.
Or can we see who can concede faster?
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, but it seems like before we hop into all the news, just like a preface, it seems like they bumped up. I was talking to my buddy Corey Hicks, and he said that it looks like they bumped up the pack price support for top cuts this time. Like it seems like there's a lot more than previous events. Like there's a case on the line for first place, which usually it was only like 3 or 4 boxes, but now it's a case. Of set 5, so we're assuming it's set 5 meta until further told. So.
Yeah, well, because, and we'll talk about that here in a second, but typically what they've written these things to say is, or the most recent set, but it doesn't say that. It just says Undaunted Raid, which leads me to believe, to your point, that will be the most recent set that's officially released and eligible for the tournament. With that, guys, if you don't know, this week, Jessica finally announced all the rest of the information about Nationals.
You mean UVS
I'm sorry,
games.
UVS Games. I'm sorry. It's going to take me a while. I'm sorry. It's been 10 years. But yes, UVS Games
I know, right?
Announced all the rest of the information about Nationals. And with that, not only did we get promos, but we got side events and pricing breakdowns. The only thing we did not get yet is a price for any of these things. Now,
if it costs anything, oh my gosh. It's like What are we expecting? Are we expecting $40? It's like 40, right?
I think 40 is probably reasonable
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
national tournament itself. Now
Yeah, the
that being
national
said,
tournament.
you
Yeah.
had to win an invite to it. So to your point, maybe not. Side events will definitely have entry fees,
Oh
like
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
100%.
definitely. Yeah, 20 to
Maybe
probably 20 to $30 depending on what it is. Yeah.
yeah, whether it's sealed or whatever. So, yeah, let's
Mm-hmm.
just dive into it. We're going to throw it
Yeah,
up on
just
the
dive
screen
into it.
for you. So, this is on the official UVS Games website, as I figure out how to actually say that correctly. But, but yeah, so this is, at the very least, is the information about the North American Nationals,
Mm-hmm.
because it says quick details. It tells you kind of where it is, what's going on with it. Invite only tournament. Last chance qualifiers will be available on site for Friday.
Okay, so I have a theory about the last chance qualifiers. You ready? I know
What's
that they've already. Before we get into that about the last chance qualifiers, because they've kind of explained how they're going to run it.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't be surprised if everyone who signs up for the last chance qualifier, they're just like, well, you're playing for prizing, everyone's qualified. Like,
Think so?
I don't know. I mean, like, why not? Like, it bumps your numbers by 32 people per one. It's like because what
Yeah.
they said is there's going to be 4 pods,
Mhm.
and I believe it's only the win. Once you lose, you have no chance. Like it's the winner.
Right.
It's just a Swiss tournament, and first place gets the invite. So, and then the minute you lose, you can hop into the next pod, and then the next
So
pod, and then the
it
next
wouldn't
pod.
surprise me if the invites correspond to what a provisional store championship at 32 people would be. So, like, if that's like three
Yeah,
invites, then it wouldn't
yeah.
surprise me if those are basically,
It'd be 3. No,
yeah,
it'd be 2.
two.
Because there had to be 36 or higher. It had to be 33 or higher for 4.
Okay, so if it's two, then it wouldn't surprise
Yeah,
me if the two get in and then they trickle down
yeah,
accordingly.
yeah.
So like I don't know. I mean, maybe what you say is true. Maybe that could happen. I don't know.
I mean,
Think
I would just why not pump up your numbers and just say, hey, you're just playing for prizing, man. Everyone's invited. It's like
yeah.
a feel
I
good
feel like that.
story.
I feel like
You know?
like I don't want to say that's a feels bad to everyone who played in 1-1
Yeah,
earlier, but at the same time, it's kind
yeah,
of
I
like
know.
everyone paid and came here, so it's kind of like,
Yeah.
come on, man. Yeah,
Yeah, unless you really don't want to play in the nationals tournament and just want to
yeah,
play side events, that's the thing.
right.
It
And I
is a
think that's
thing
the
because you
given the side
because
events.
once we get into the promos, you're gonna be able to flip those for some mad money.
Yeah, I think so.
Mad. Oh yeah, like
I'm,
I actually think that we're actually not gonna have the stickers from Gen Con. Like a lot, I assume these are gonna be the correct weight
uh,
and feel, so we should be fine.
uh,
And a lot of those cards are just chef's
Yeah.
kiss, my
All
friend.
right. All right.
Just
Let's
chef's.
go through the data and we'll get to it.
Get
All
into
right.
it.
The
Yes.
information, the info dump here. All right. So those will be the last chance qualifiers are on site on Friday. You can register for those. They open October 8th, right?
Mhm.
It says top performer from each region will earn their invite to the Hero League Championship. Top performers. So it says number of invitations handed out will vary per event: 16 NA, 2 EU, and 4 Oceanic. So I'll be honest, I actually was thinking about this earlier, and I didn't realize that that information was in there. So
That's only
basically,
28.
yeah. So if you make top 16, you get to go to
Mm-hmm.
here the HLC.
Hero League Championship. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Like, I mean, that's a high bar to hit. Top 16.
I mean, well, considering that,
It's the same as last
I
year,
think,
right?
no, it was top 8.
It was top 8 last year.
Top
That's
8.
right.
Top 8, yeah. And then we had 300 and something people last year?
Mm-hmm.
Or we had 5 something. I don't remember. It was a lot. It
300
was
something, I
300.
think. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a grind. It was 8 rounds.
Oh
Even
yeah.
then, it was still people bubbling in and out, and
Oh yeah.
JJ disappearing off the standings, and Colby Cram had to show them the actual math by doing it by hand, and it was something. All right, that was
Yeah.
a stressful weekend of playing cards. It shouldn't be. It should be fun. It was
Right.
fun, but it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
also
yeah. Had some
stressful at
fun,
the
but
same
also
time.
yeah,
Yeah,
when in that situation, and to be fair, we don't know anything about the HLC outside of what I
we'll
just
see.
said. We don't know when
Well,
it
if
is.
you
We don't know what the prize is going to be. We
yeah,
don't know what we're playing for. Like,
and since we only have 28 guarantees, does that mean we have 6? Right? It'd be
4.
four last chance qualifier spots then. If they're going to do LCQ for Hero League Championship.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that would be 4. Or I don't know if they're going to do like maybe there's 4 Jazzco picks or something or UVS Games
Oh,
picks. Or
maybe,
I don't know.
maybe. I
Seems
hope
unlikely.
not. I don't want them to do that. I'd rather just let them play it out, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's
I'm
let them
not.
play it out.
I don't
With the
disagree.
card, let them play it out.
You know, but if it, for all those people who aren't you and I who don't make it to grand finals to flip a coin to see what promo version they're getting, they might want
Yeah.
to just be invited.
Yeah, true, very true. Yep. Yep.
But yeah, so other thing it says is that, you know, if you pre-register before September 15th, you're going to get the promo version of Heart and Jab. We'll show you a picture of that here in a minute. It looks pretty sweet.
Yep.
Someone already dubbed it Heart and Abs, you know.
Oh my God, that's amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
I think it was Sam. I think I saw him put that on there. If not, he just got credit for it. But I read it online. I thought it was funny.
Hard and abs. I like it. That's cool, man.
You see the picture, it all click, guys.
It all clicks. It all clicks.
And then it says that if you've already qualified for Nats and you have your invite, you're going to get an email. It says shortly. Since then, they've clarified it will be next Tuesday, which is August the 22nd. 22nd.
Yeah.
So
to date
so that
the podcast,
you'll get that almost 2 full months before the event, because the event's on the 20th or whatever.
And then that will allow you to register for the event and guarantee you 1 copy of Hard and Abs.
Yeah. So talks a little bit about last chance qualifiers. And guys, like, I'm not going to read the entire webpage to you. Definitely, we'll link it. Like, you can go and check it out. Kind of want to hit the highlights though. Like on Friday, how they're going to do a retro constructed tournament. So basically, anything from Jazzco era up through UVS Games era for the card game is totally
including banned cards, and a ban list will be coming. I heard. So
there'll be an update to the ban list, but yeah, so that's kind of cool for all you old heads who want to play with your broken old standard cards.
What are you talking about? I think some of my hero cards are gonna go pound for pound for some of those cards.
You know, what's really interesting about this is that that's actually like standard plus, right? Because you can run Concussion Blast in this. Kneecapper.
Oh my God, Concussion Blast. Oh,
yeah, it just says Jazzco era. Like that was set 1 Jazzco stuff. Like,
yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
There's probably some dumb things you can do in that.
Some Sagaki offering that gets fast with Jiro, man. That gets super fast.
Jiro, assuming Jiro doesn't make the ban list immediately. Like,
yeah, exactly. For sure. Yeah.
And then Saturday. Oh, sorry. So these are the specialty side events, and basically they have increased pricing. So Friday, the specialty side event is the retro constructed. Like we said, it's everything from Jazzco era up through UVS Games era of the cards, excluding cards that they put on the ban list. Saturday is super sealed and says everyone gets 6 booster packs to build a deck and compete. Ignore deck building restrictions from constructed play. Allow for crazy combos and interactions you'll never see otherwise. So play in a sealed event, get 6 packs, play and build a deck, and get bonus prizing. Sign me up if you aren't doing well, I guess, in the other tournament.
I mean, technically, there's a lot of good prizes for like top X. So like, could you, in theory, play in both events?
I don't think so.
That's sad because I would totally do that. I don't care. I would do it. I would do it.
Sunday,
I would run back and forth, baby, back and forth.
He's like, concede around, play next. But so Sunday is 3v3 team, MHA only constructed, and it's team battles turn. Each team must sign up with 3 different character cards.
That's cool.
That's a new modification, right? Because the whole thing with teams before is like you could run 2 of the exact same deck, and the only restriction was that you couldn't have more than 8 copies of any one card amongst all 3 deck lists. So you could do 2 that are exactly identical if you wanted to, and then just have a 3rd deck that you're like, whatever. But you can't do that this time. You have to play 3 different characters. So that's kind of interesting. I think that happened because I know last year at Nats, that's when K2 was running amok, and there were definitely teams that were like, all right, we're going to play 3 K2 decks.
Yeah.
And they were slightly different, clearly off different symbols, but like there was a lot of overlap, and then you just sit down and you don't have any choice in actual matchups. So that kind of feels bad.
Yeah, it's pretty crappy.
And it says, very pleased to note that the Friday event will be the first official return of Retro Constructed in quite a time. We're excited to see what the community cooks up. All right, pre-registration bonus. Boom, Hard and Abs. Check them out,
Hard and
guys.
Abs, baby.
Look at them abs. And it's right beside it, too. Like, it's drawing attention to it. So you wanted extra art, you got extra abs. I gotta say, I do love the theme of the promos. It's my favorite theme so far. And as we go through these promos, guys, they are beautiful. They are going to look amazing foil. I have no doubt. I bet that gold outlining around the clouds and stuff is all going to be foil too. It's going to look super cool.
Dude, look
My only complaint still is that the numbers don't line up for speed and damage on the attack cards. Like
the symbols line up, but the
like
numerical
the frame
values don't.
of the speed icon and the frame of the damage icon, those are in line, but the number for the speed is slightly off to the left, like more towards the center of the card. It just looks it's enough to be noticeable. And like
that's kind of okay though if you're like not really familiar with the cards.
If you're not OCD like me, it's totally fine. Probably it's not going to bother you nearly as much. I mean, I still don't like the fact that attack is written in super small text down at the very bottom, but I can deal with that.
Kind of weird.
The numbers, tell me it's an attack, right? Like it's clearly a different card type than the others, but the speed and damage, man, like I just don't know. I mean, I won't be hard in dabs, but.
Well, we know like the promos are going to be a little different than the actual set 6 cards, because the set 6 cards will have like actual like not lettering, but like orange highlights or gray highlights or blue highlight or green.
Like the text box stuff and all.
The text box stuff and all. So like the only way if you get like a card like this look is an XR UR where it's completely text boxless and the art. So that's the only way you actually get this type is either on a promo or on an XRUR or a SR, I guess.
Yeah,
so
something like that. So. Yeah. Either way, like I said, the theme and the artwork, and it's all apparently like I think custom art from what I heard. Like it's really cool.
Oh, seriously?
I think so.
I'm glad they.
I've never seen these. I've never seen this artwork anywhere online. And I've done a lot of Google searching for MHA images, trying to update the site. So
cool then. That means they did well. They did well.
I could be wrong about that. Like you can quote me on the not making sure that that's a quote. So here's the main event schedule. So player meeting at 9:30 on Saturday. Round 1 starts at 10 a.m. for actual main nationals event.
That's not terrible. That's normal time, which it should start.
Same thing on Sunday, but Sunday's top cuts. So side event schedule starting at 10 a.m. on Friday. And every 2 hours, it looks like, you have your last chance qualifiers. Then on-demand constructed, on-demand limited, and retro constructed, the specialty event. Those are all still to be determined. And I'm sure that just going to come down to how many people they have signed up, how many people are interested in them, how quickly can they get it started. Like it might be possible that you can do, maybe an on-demand event and play in retro that day. Or you could do the last chance qualifier and an on-demand event later, like... I feel like those things are probably pretty plausible.
Well, the on-demands are going to be whenever they get X amount of people signed up, it's going to fire. So that's basically what it is.
So you can probably make that happen for yourself, regardless of how you do it in any other event.
And the best thing about it is, I think winners of certain side events get more promos or different promos.
They do.
So you can game the system.
We're going to talk about that here in a second. Maximizing our promos, my man.
You can game the system, my friends. You can game it. Oh, baby.
So Saturday, on-demand constructed to be determined. On-demand limited, and then the super sealed specialty event is also to be determined. So like a lot of this stuff's pretty fluid, but I just wanted to kind of recap what's going on each day, and then we'll talk about these promos and show you the rest of the promos as well.
So I have to say the new website's way better than the old website. It's
for sure,
so great.
For sure. Yeah. Well, they're actually using it also, which is crazy because they did spend a lot of money to make that original MHA site, and then just completely did not ever use it effectively.
Technically, didn't Jason spend all that money?
Probably.
These guys
I'm saying they as like a company, so like I guess maybe that was cooked into their purchase price. I don't know.
Probably. I would assume so.
You're getting this really cool website.
Little
did they realize it doesn't work. It looks pretty though.
Somewhere Tim Keefe is screaming to the wind, yes, it works,
Sunday it's on-demand constructed, on-demand limited, and then the 3v3 tournament, the specialty one, is also to be determined. And the reason I'm highlighting the specialty ones is because they have different pricing. So over here on the other side, you can see the side event pricing. All right, so participating in a limited on-demand event, you get passing the torch. Altar.
That's how you get your set right there, buddy.
You're right. And then for constructed, you get Summon Dark Shadow. The other one I want. Oh yeah, we just got to enter tournaments. We can do this. And then for the specialty event, you get Back Alley Haymaker. Hey guys, guess what? Back Alley ain't going nowhere. They just made a promo version of it. Spoilers.
Same thing with Jab, baby. Same thing with Jab.
Stay.
Live with it.
Yeah.
They're the middest cards ever. You know. It's like,
if you win one of the side events, you get to choose one between Back Alley, Exploding Pride, Tungwit, Indiscriminate Shock, 1.3 million volts, and Quick Creation.
Give me those quick creations, baby.
Yeah.
Give me those quick creations.
Then a specialty side event at top 4, you get to choose 2. So this is the specialty ones. So this is the ones that is retro, super sealed, and teams.
Yeah.
So if you get top 4, you get to choose 2. Now, here's my question: is that 2 as a team or 2 per person? It better not be per team.
I hope it's 2 per person per team.
It should. Because last year they did this crap. And
I heard about that. And it was horrible.
My team made top 4 last year at Nats. I want to say we finished third. Might have been second. Either way, we had to divide the 2 sets of 4 promos between us.
I heard.
It was
and there's 3 of you.
Yeah. Like, give us one more so we all get 3. Like, someone walked away getting 2. Like, it just feels bad. So please, UVS Games, please make sure this is 2 per person. I know that seems super generous, but come on, man. Like, there's only one team event. There's only one of these events each day. Like, if you give away a couple extra copies, like, grand total, that's what, 8 copies? It's top 4?
That team's event's going to be packed.
No,
that team's event is going to be packed.
Yeah. So really, if it is just per team that they get 2, teams is the worst one to do for this. Because you're better off just playing in the super sealed or in retro and get 2 for yourself instead of getting 2 between you and 2 other people.
Yeah, they haven't said what the pricing is per for teams yet. I'm hoping that you each get a back alley haymaker, and then if you win or and then it's as if you won solo.
Right, right. You get to that's the way it should be. Like, you want, because the reality is in teams, you have to win your games.
You do. You have to win your games.
But someone ends up probably losing. Sometimes
all of us.
You get carried.
Not all of us can be you or Ben Shoemaker. Okay, we all just don't get carried in finals. All right, man. We all just don't get carried in finals.
Yes. Sometimes you jump on the Iori Giggles grenade. Other times you.
That's true. I heard about that. Yep.
To be fair, running through Swiss, I think I dropped 1 round. So I did my carrying on day 1. They did it on day 2. But
that's why it is called teams.
Right. Absolutely. Oh yeah, because man, during Swiss, Dan could not buy a win. Like, he had a rough day. We Shane and I kept winning, so it was all good. And then we got there, and then Dan was like, "I got you, dog." I was like, "Thank you."
Yep. He's like, he put the arm back. He goes, "I got this."
Right. Right. There's one game he loves to talk about where he basically just dared Broberg. He's like, "All right, kill me." Like, he played out like his whole hand. He's like, "If you got it, man. Whatever."
Yeah. And he didn't have it.
He did not have it. I was like, "Whoo." Braver man than me. But that being said, that's why he and Shane both are better champions than me. So they won more. It's fair. But the specialty side event winner, speaking of winners, gets one of each of these promos.
Oh, that's sick. So if you win teams,
there's no way they give out 3 sets.
I don't think there is.
Way.
Just think about it though. That would be so good. So good.
Teams to be the best event.
And to be honestly, speaking as an old head to another old head, because we have a segment called 2 Old Heads, 1 Deck that we haven't we didn't revisit.
Episode 2, 4, but we'll get there.
We did. We did. You haven't published it yet, right?
We made the list. I don't think we ever actually recorded it in time.
We need to do it. We need to do it. But anywho, Teams is the best event format. Hands down. Yeah. Teams is the best format, no matter what. I don't care what anybody says.
And here's a testament to how good Teams is. Teams was the only format where diversity never applied, and everyone loved it. Hey, look, our game now got rid of diversity, and everyone loves it.
Oh, speaking of diversity.
We're going to talk about that too. Yeah.
Talk about that too.
Yeah, it's literally in the next section. So, entry pricing.
Cool.
So, just for entering, this is for the main event for Nationals. You get 6 booster packs of Undaunted Raid, participation playmat, a Razorhead 1 promo, Summon Dark Shadow promo, Back Alley Haymaker promo, and Passing the Torch promo, all of which are on the screen right now, and they all look amazing. Yeah, they look so good.
A Razorhead looks so good. It is such a neat promo.
Yeah.
They did so good. Like, I just gotta.
Yeah. Well, and even further, you know, like if you go back a couple episodes, or maybe even the last episode where I was like, I was like, UVS Games, you better not do us dirty like you did last year with Matt's promos.
Yeah,
And then boom, they're like, hey, we heard you, Matt. And by the way, shut up.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, they crushed it. Absolutely crushed it. These cards
yeah.
look super cool. I definitely would love to get a playset of all of them. So I'm going to have to win the whole thing, I guess.
Thinking,
Yeah.
RLE entry is 30, and you get 4 packs and, you know, 4 promos. So I'm thinking it's got to be $40 because they tack on 2 more packs, which is 6. The playmat, the promos, pretty much average out to the same. So yeah, $40 seems right.
It's probably between
entry.
30 and 40, I think. It's safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
unless it's free, would be sick.
I doubt it, but that would be cool. So bonus diversity pricing. That's right, guys. We use the dreaded D word. It says, in addition to entry pricing, the top placing contestant playing as each individual character will receive another Heart and Apps promo. So if you, let's say, are just like the biggest Shigaraki 1 fan, you know what I'm saying? And that's your boy.
Someone will be there with him, and someone's going to win that diversity.
That's why I chose it, because he's always there, right?
He's always there.
And maybe you don't make it to the top 16. Maybe you only make it to top 64. Guess what?
I mean,
you're still getting a Heart and Abs.
I actually think top 64 actually... Okay, so if there's enough people, we may have a top 64. I think we'll probably cap out at top 32 because that's what we did last year.
Yeah.
There is a slight chance if we hit 600 people, which I don't think we will.
Yeah.
We're doing top 64. We're actually probably doing first round of top cuts on day 1 and then going in at that point. I think so. But I have a feeling it's going to be top 32 is where they're going to cap it at no matter what.
Yeah. But yeah, so this is a neat take on diversity. We're basically saying like, hey, we appreciate you playing that character that you really like, even though they may not be like the top tier meta character. Well, hey, guess what? Here's a bonus promo just for coming and for playing this character, because we want to see all of our characters. That's cool.
So we kind of have to give a shout out of friend of the podcast, Tim Keefe, because he's been saying this since like last year.
Yeah,
so
I'm
pretty sure Tim has mentioned things like this. So Tim, they heard you,
man. They finally heard you.
They heard you. They finally heard you.
And if they didn't hear you, they heard us hearing you. So that way now they have. Assuming they listen to us, they probably don't.
Yep.
But it's
they
okay.
don't. No, they don't.
So, top 128 pricing.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it is cool. You get two more booster packs. Then you get your back alley and you're passing the torch and your summon Dark Shadow. But then you also get
these are on top. Yeah, this is on top of your entry prizes. You get one more copy of each. Because if you look at it, it's you're only going to get 2 packs for 128, and this is on top of your entry.
Okay.
So you'll end up getting 2 back alleys, 2 passings, and 2 summons, and the 1 exploding pride, and 2 more packs.
Yeah, so I feel like they should put a part that says "in addition to," and maybe that's just me being dumb.
Yeah.
Because
I think it's not cumulative. So if you go like 128, 64, you don't get 128 prizing and top 64.
Okay.
You only get where you finish. So you only get where you finish.
Okay, yeah, I'm dumb. That makes
that has always been a thing. They've always done that.
You're right. Yeah.
Unless they screw up shipping and you end up with a full play set of promos after winning a provisional.
Top 64 pricing gets Tongue Whip and Indiscriminate Shock.
Added in. Yep. And 2 more booster packs. So 4 instead.
What it gets is 2 of the best kill cards on Symbol with cool alternate arts. Bravo, Jesco. Well played. Well played, Jesco. I mean, well played, UVS Games.
At 1.3, it's so good. Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's so good.
Well played, UVS Games. Well played.
Yeah, well played. Amanda, I know like a lot of people don't like the, hey, I'm a cardboard cutout on a green screen background, but man, they look so good. Like when they're foiled, I'm gonna go with you. I think that gold outline around the clouds and in the background, that's gotta be like oh
yeah, it's gonna
pop. It's gonna pop.
Top 32, you get all that other stuff, and then you also get Mineta 2 and Ojiro 2. So most notably,
errated
Ojiro 2.
Errated Ojiro 2. Yep.
So that's kind of cool. And you'll also know that these have 1A and student traits on them.
Oh, unlike Midoriya 1 from Gen Con?
Yeah, which I pointed out before Gen Con, like once they released
Yep.
that image, and then I saw
It was
the
not
actual
fixed.
card, and it is not fixed.
Yep.
It's not there. So my guess is that technically that Midoriya has not been accepted into UA. Maybe is the time frame they're going
Oh,
with.
that's true.
So that's why he
Fair,
doesn't have it on
fair.
there, and everyone else does.
That's fair.
I don't know
Okay.
if that's what they were going for. It might
Ooh,
be.
that's storyline stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that. I kind of like that. That flavor text. I like
If not
that.
UVS Games, you're welcome. That's your best explanation as to the goof up.
We want 3 cases of set 6 now, please. Thank
Yeah,
you.
please and
You know.
thank you. So then you have top 16 pricing where you get to what Chris has been feeding for, that quick creation and that first
And
day of
first
class.
day of class.
This is
Oh,
the
those
Chris
are the
Smith
two.
tier.
This is the two, and it's your HLC invite tier.
It is.
So obviously, it's the best tier to be at. Obviously, other than winning, but
Yeah. So do you think they
like,
keep making Momo promos just because they know that they want to try to like bankrupt Nate?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, I think so.
like they know
yeah.
he's going to come to
Yeah.
all the things anyway.
Oh yeah.
But I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
she's almost like Bakugo. Like every time they have one, it's like, all right,
Mhm.
here's another Momo promo.
Where's
Good luck.
okay, so where's our Dim Mac Momo promo? Because I will just buy a shirt for that.
Yes.
I will buy a shirt, even for a Chaco. I'll buy him for either one of them. That's fine.
He's
you
got to
know?
get it.
Yeah.
Top 8 pricing. So now you're
Oh,
gonna
by
get,
the way,
yeah.
your back alleys and your exploding prides and your passings and your summons have bumped up to 2, I think. From oh no, last tier it was 2 extra passing the torch and summon Dark Shadow. So it
Mhm.
seems like the 2 tiers back,
Mhm.
they bump it up 1. So
Yeah, you get some bonus ones along the way, and that's
yep.
cool. You know, like
hmm
top 8 pricing. Now you're gonna get the contender rejuvenating smash, which looks
With the
pretty amazing.
with the new template, by the way, too.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
will say this, like Chris and I were talking about this right beforehand. I think this card looks super cool, except for the contender words on it. Like it just feels like that's like someone took a sticker and they put it right there, and
Yeah,
because they
it
need
should be behind them.
yeah,
It
like if
should
it
be
was
behind them.
behind him, like if it was coming like with his fist or something or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just maybe that's me nitpicking. But the card looks awesome. You know, like
Your promos don't change at all from top 16 to top 8, other than the rejuvenating Smash Contender promo,
yeah,
and then you get a full box of Undaunted Raid.
yeah, and then top 4, and then finalist pricing. So top
Yeah.
4, basically it's just more of all the promos, and 2 boxes, and then finalist is 3 boxes, and even more of all the
Champion's a whole
promos.
case.
And
It's a full
then
case.
well,
Oh
and we're
my
not at
God.
champions yet. Yeah,
Wait.
now we're
Oh,
at
we're not
champion.
champions yet.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
finalist is second place, right?
Yes.
Champion is a case of Undaunted Raid, a playset of all of the promos except for the 2 characters,
Yep.
and then you get your gold champion version of Rejuvenating Smash, that one of one.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, pretty dope. And we'll just throw this up on the screen for everybody so they can take a moment and really try to look in and bask in these amazing artwork for these cards, man. Like I'm telling you, it's just
They're very, very cool.
it's so
They're super
good.
cool. Like I'm very excited for these promos. Like if I wasn't able to go to Nats like originally, I would be devastated.
Right. Oh no, sorry
I'd be like,
guys.
you know.
Here we go. All right, there we go.
Yeah,
I think that's probably the
there's
best I
a
can do
there's
for
a
framing.
few that, well, obviously I'm just the alt art collector. I want one of each other than the contender and those cards. I'm not too worried about that. But one of each I think is doable though. I think it may be doable over the weekend to get one of each. I really do. So.
Yeah. Well, so like, all right. So I'm conflicted, right? So if I was gonna pick 2 that I want to place it of, it's Passing the Torch and Some Dark Shadow. I think those
Sure.
2 both look really cool. I'm also a huge All Might fan, and I didn't get any XR Summon Dark Shadows, so I'd like to have some fancy ones because I do like playing that Tokiyami deck every now and then.
Yeah.
If I
Yes.
were gonna pick from like I just want to have playable, like generic
Yeah.
playable, really cool ones. That becomes a lot harder to pick because every attack except for Exploding Pride is like
Is a staple.
is yeah, it's
a staple.
borderline a staple. Yeah, yeah, like Haymaker.
Yep.
You just throw those in decks. Tongue Whip, you're running 4. Indiscriminate, you're running 4.
4.
So Hard and Jab,
You're running 4.
probably
yeah.
running 4 in whatever list you're running.
yeah.
It's just useful. So
Yeah.
like an Exploding Pride is a good card.
It
Like
is.
it is
Yep.
it is probably criminally underplayed. in that way. It just
It
hasn't.
is now with Tamajiki, with Amajiki in the format when he gets like 14 momentum, and you're like, I'm gonna burn you for 14.
Oh yeah. It's also, I mean, think about it. It's also good into, like Mirio or other things like that. Like, there's just decks that
Yep.
want to use momentum, and it's really
Yep.
good at saying no, you don't use that momentum, or if you are going to use it, you're gonna pay the price
He's gonna
for it.
pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
And that's, I'm glad that they chose that card. It's a good one. They've already done a lot of his other attacks, so I get that it's kind of like slim pickings at this point. It would have been cool. I don't think it makes sense for it to be like Howitzer Impact Cyclone, but that one's really
I mean,
playable.
it could have just been Howitzer Impact. It could have just been that.
It could have been. That's a cool card too.
Because that card's great. That card just kills people out of nowhere. You know.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think this is a grand slam, to be honest. Like, even for my complaints about the templating, right? I do
Yeah.
think these cards look really pretty. I'm looking forward to seeing them in person. I want to have some of them. The attacks still, like I said, the slight angle to them bothers me.
Yeah.
But maybe in person it's not so bad. Maybe it's one of those things that I'm just always going to complain about it until one day they either
'cause you're
fix it,
old.
yeah, or until I'm crotchety and old. Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah. Get off my lawn. Yep.
But yeah, dude. Like,
Yeah.
it's so good.
Man, like my only complaint is it's not really even a complaint. It's like I want character card art like this.
Yeah.
Like I'm hoping the alt art characters in set 6 and forward is stuff like this, because that's a grand slam right there, man. That's just like,
Right. All right. So now I'm curious. I see that. Okay. So Eraserhead has Pro Hero and Teacher on him.
Oh, okay, cool.
yeah.
Some flavor text, neat.
So-
Because I know Summon Dark Shadow has the ally keyword. Oh yeah, it's something that got confirmed with
Yeah.
these. All the keywords, even keyword abilities, are on the bottom now.
Yep. Now it does look like keyword abilities are in yellow text.
Yellow,
and
yes.
and keyword traits are in white. So that's something. But yeah, they're all across the bottom now. We'll see how that plays. Like, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
We were having a conversation about it in our Discord the other day, and yeah, like there's definitely different thoughts and different perspectives on what works best and what might help new players best. So yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a one size fits all, but I definitely think they hopefully get feedback from people as they use those. And guys, and as far as that's concerned, share your thoughts with us. Let us know, and we'll be more than glad to echo those things and kind of share what we observe and what we've our thoughts as well. I've been, I think, pretty clear about like my thoughts on the new template. Take it or leave it. I look forward to getting some cards like this in my hands so I can actually experience it. But
Like,
yeah,
speaking of the new template, I know we were talking about like the Gen Con promos last episode, and
Yeah.
I finally got some in my hands, and
Yeah.
the symbols, they're a little small.
Yeah, you got one
Yeah,
nearby.
but-
Can you hold it up for the people? You got any?
I
nearby?
don't. Nah, they're downstairs.
Okay.
No, I don't. But they're a little small, but it's fine because for the most part, they're only for deck building construction outside of like Irrefutable Force of Nature and a couple other cards.
Right.
Which, the more you play, the more like, oh, you're on an evil. Like you playing webcam. It's gonna suck.
Well-
it always sucks on webcam. But like playing across from your opponent, or if you're playing at a high level event, you know what your opponent's cards are gonna do. So it doesn't really matter in the long run, I think.
Well, you say that. Last year at Gen Con, I legit had an opponent who accidentally was running an off-symbol card and didn't realize it. And it was round like 3. And no one had caught it yet. And he played it. I'm like, you can't play that card. He's like, wait, what? And he was like, oh, no, it was a genuine mistake. It was not something devious. He had modified his deck the night before. Thought for sure it had the right symbol on it. It did not. And like, he had to take him out of his game, remove him, or take him out of the deck. He lost that game.
Yeah.
And so what I'm getting at is that sort of thing is more likely to happen. And even further, it is going to be harder for you to observe unless you, as a player, know every symbol on every card now.
I mean, to be fair, like if you're playing at high level events, you're
probably
pretty
do.
close. You probably do,
Yeah,
to be honest with you.
My other complaint would be from a design standpoint. There have been really cool abilities they designed in the past, and even some in MHA right now, like Teamwork, that reference the number of unique symbols, or if this card shares 2 symbols with your character. Those abilities are now just harder for you to play because it's not that the symbols and the information is not there. It's just harder to observe and know. And again, gives people kind of a little bit more wiggle room to where if they want to do something kind of devious, they might be able to get by with it more often than they would have before because of the nature of the symbols being at the bottom of the card and being smaller. We'll see if that plays out and ever is an issue. It may never be.
But in theory, though, like when you play your cards into the card pool, they're not supposed to overlap. They're supposed to just be next to each other. A lot of the times, people overlap cards just because of long strings, just
and
long
maybe
turns.
now what they do is they overlap in the middle of the card so you can always see the symbols, right? Like there are things you can do to adjust, and like that's why I'm saying it may never be an issue. We may just adapt our play, and that's fine as well.
We will adapt.
Yeah, but yeah, it's these cards look great, man, and I was already excited for Nats because it's like the only, like I said, the only event I'm really traveling to this year. But man, I'm even more hyped for them now because like. I mean, I'd love to get a playset of all these. That'd be great, but that ain't gonna happen, you know.
Are we under the agreement that we're in the Nats meta currently? Once the PSC promos are legal, we are currently in the Nats meta from there on out.
I think so. Like, just given the timeline, right? Like, so if they're going to do a pre-release, they would have already announced it that we would be in a preview season right now.
Correct.
And they're not doing those things yet. And even further, this specifically stated, like we pointed out earlier, Undaunted raid packs, meaning that's going to be the most current set. So I think I would tend to agree that's not an official, UVS Games announcement, but I would tend to agree that I think the meta right now is only going to change with the provisional season 2 cards becoming legal at the beginning of next month.
And then we will have 2 ban and errata announcements
in between now and then.
Yeah, because we have what UK. Okay, so I don't know when you're going to get this out. So you'll probably get this out after the UK early this weekend, and then we have the Rochester one in September, and then or is Rochester in October and Las Vegas is in September? I don't know what date.
It's Rochester then Vegas.
Okay, so we have 3 events that could potentially change the landscape via a ban or errata announcement.
All right. And so let's pull on that through for a second. If you were going to ban or errata any one card or character right now, who do you think needs attention?
Well, obviously it's no cards that in their Nats promos will get touched. We know this already.
Yeah, don't even bring them up.
I would honestly, I don't know. Like I hate Jiro. So maybe Jiro? Maybe you can only pick stats on one. If they have both, you only get to pick it once. You get to go, or she's a twice per turn, or whatever. You don't get to blow his stats on everything. Because I got rope-a-doped last night at locals by a dude drawing 5 attacks 2 turns in a row, and I'm just like, well, he fumbled his way. He hadn't played in like a long time, so he was fumbling his way, and he still killed me because it gets +4/+4 on a home run comment, and he dumped 4 momentum to kill me at half. So I was like, hey man, it's cool, it's whatever. Frustrated, yes, I was, but
still a little salty.
Jiro,
yes, he is.
Probably Jiro. I would, I can hear Andrew's fist raise into the sky.
Yeah. You mean as he grabs his torch and his pitchfork in the other hand? He's like, let's go get her.
Let's go get her, boys. Yeah. So probably Jiro. Outside of that, I don't know, man. Like I think the meta is pretty good. It's pretty healthy, like
I think there are a lot of decks that are very viable right now. If I were going to point to any one card, and I know this isn't going to happen. You and I were talking about this the other day. I think repeated smash. Is a little too good.
Andrew is also coming with his pitchfork.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that because he just won using it or anything like that. But he and I were even talking about, the same question I posed to you, which was how good is that deck without it off of life? Like if that card is not in the game, it does not do what it does. It's not in the game anymore. It's gone. Is life still Overhaul's best symbol?
I would say. Probably because you're just going to put more cannon blasts in instead.
Right, but I think the gap closes, right? Because what it does is it allows you to overextend on offense and not be punished on defense, right? Especially because you can run passing the torch on 2 symbols, and that lets you again also not be punished for overextending. So you have this combination of cards that play nice together, and that's great. But like,
Mm,
I think that card is just a little too good, and that's not me complaining because of the price tag. Like, I got no problems with my boxes having value. I got no problems
yeah.
buying expensive cards. Like, that's why I have a real job. That's why I do other things. This is a
Wow,
hobby.
he just threw down the "get a real job, kids"
No, I'm just
quote.
saying, like
Damn.
if you're trying to play competitively at the highest level,
Yeah,
and you're
yeah,
not
yeah,
willing to
yeah, yeah,
spend
yeah.
money to do so, then you're probably
Yeah,
just not going to actually compete at the highest level. And
yeah,
yes, there
yeah.
are decks you can run on symbol that don't require the card. Yes, there are
Mhm.
other equally viable other symbol decks that don't touch the card. It's not my complaint at all. Um,
Mhm.
I just think that the card is so good that if you can run it, why would you
Oh
not run it?
yeah. Oh, I'm
Because
an
your
I'm
deck
an
would just be
addict right now. Yeah.
categorically will be a better
Yep.
performing deck because of how powerful
I
it is.
am. Yeah. I'm a repeated Smash addict. Yes, I am.
Yeah,
I am here to admit that. Yep.
yeah.
My name is Christopher Smith, and I am a repeated Smash
I am
addict.
not a recovering addict. I am just an
I'm
addict.
I'm I'm just an addict.
I
Because
am. I can't
yeah, like
stop. I can't stop.
granted, that's like sure, like I got blitzed last night by a Rappa on order that drew every bullet punch underneath the sun. Sometimes you
Mhm.
just don't need repeated or don't need to
Sure,
play it because
sure.
you draw all your pieces
Yeah,
that
you
you
get the
need. But
gas. Yeah, sometimes you draw the
you get
nuts
the
and check
gas,
the
you just
nuts.
do it.
It's fine.
Yeah, it just happens.
Yeah,
But like repeated smash, I mean, it's not the end all be all. People are
you
toting
can
it
deal
like
with
the
it,
second. You can deal with it. Like
but
yeah,
like
yeah.
I feel like it's one of those cards that you need to have a plan of either a way to deal with it or be prepared to play
Mm,
around it, and that's
yep.
fine. Like cards like that are fine in the game as well.
Yeah,
I think it
I
just
want to shout out
yeah
another content creator real quick.
yeah
His name's Chiefs15. He's in the Discord. He did a video of 10 ways on how to beat repeated smash. But
oh
he also
yeah
put down instead of repeated 100% smash, it was repeated $100 smash. So,
oh
yeah, that's the meme now. But yeah, but he
oh
put out a video stating that hey, this is ways you can deal with the card. So,
yeah yeah.
there are
Be
people trying to
Eraserhead 2. Be Eraserhead 2. That's the way to deal
well,
with the card.
like also it's good that people are putting out knowledge on how
Hmm.
to beat it instead
Yeah,
of you need to ban that card. It's
right,
$70 and I can't afford it, so it shouldn't exist in the game.
right,
Something
right.
like that.
Yeah, I mean, like there is negation in the game. Even further, I mean, like there's lots of things you can do to interact with the card. But again, if you're not planning on doing that, then prepare to pack it up to that card. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
you're going to have
Yep.
a hard time finding an opening, or they're just going to get to play some fourth or fifth attack that they shouldn't have had any business playing because the whole
Plain.
board got ready
Yeah.
halfway through their attack string. So now they can't fail the
Yeah.
check. You know, like,
You know what though?
hmm.
That card got nothing on Capsule Evildoers, my friend. So that card, I'd rather have a
so,
clear card pool than ready a bunch of
so
stuff.
here's my thought. How is repeated not a one or two check? Like, it clearly warrants it.
Okay, you ready? You ready for this? Here's the big
It's
brain
because it's
thing. Main character armor. It's main character plot armor, my friend. It is a
okay.
Deku card. It is just main character
Then explain to
plot
me his
armor.
provisional season 2 card, because that card has a one check on it.
Because they like to overcost promos for some random reason.
And
I
that's
have
kind of
no
my
idea.
point,
I
right?
don't know why.
Like
I don't know
why
why.
is the
Okay,
promo
should
not a
have been
3 check and that a
it
1?
should have like both
It readies your
technically should have
board.
just they both should have just been a 2 check.
Yeah, that'd
To
probably
be
be
honest
fine.
with you,
Yeah.
they should just been 2s.
But all that
It's
to
a
say,
secret rare. They want to sell boxes.
right,
It
right.
makes sense.
I get that point of
It
it.
gives us
And
value. It's fine.
it's
Like
super
yeah, sure.
good.
My overhaul deck is worth like $300 because 270 of it is one card.
It's his repeated smash.
Whatever. Yeah, it's just repeated smash. It's whatever.
Fair enough. But
You
yeah,
know, like my buddy was cutting my deck last night, and he was like, "Boom, boom." I'm like, "Oh, don't do
you're
that,
like
my
pump the brakes,
card."
buddy, pump the brakes.
I'm like, "Pump the brakes on that, dude." It's like, ugh, But then he beat the brakes off me with Jiro, so it was like, whatever. It's funny.
Yeah,
It does not guarantee wins. That's
does
what I'm.
not.
That it is not. You can have it in your deck. You may not even draw it the
Yep.
entire tournament.
And you
I
can play
think
it at the
Andrew.
wrong time.
Yeah. Yes, you can. Like I remember Andrew saying that he played it on a 5. He played it as his first card just so he can ready passing the torch after drawing a card. And I'm like,
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
that's pretty sick, dude.
Wait, it says for each other one, doesn't it? I think.
No, it says for each punch. I think it says for each punch in your yeah.
I don't know
Or
about
no,
that.
well he could also build it and then play it on a 5.
Yeah, but I think
So,
that's what he did.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
he
used.
built it and played it on a 5.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It still readies one card and it's still you know, whatevs.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It
but yeah,
lets you go positive in a lot of situations, and that's
yeah, it
really good.
does.
So,
Yeah,
yeah, I was just
yeah,
curious, like what your thoughts
yeah.
were, because I don't, to your point, I don't think the meta is going to change. Like, I don't think there's any horrible offenders right now, and things that just
Um,
are like categorically out of the realm of
but
acceptable.
Matt,
Hmm.
we live in magical Christmas land. The Giro hammer is going to happen.
It's not,
Please.
dude. She doesn't have
I
a second
know.
version of her
I know.
character. It's not going to
I know.
happen.
I know. It's not going to happen. And they're
Yeah,
never going to print a second version of her character because everyone's going to call for her head once she does.
yeah.
And she might though. She might though in set 6 because
Think
she's
so?
part of the if they do like the concert arc or whatever.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
They could
That's around
throw
that
they could
time.
throw it like a provisional promo or like a promo of a set, Giro 2,
Yeah, that
which
could be cool.
then we'll start screaming to the heavens to ban the first one.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's kind of like Asui 1, right? Like, yeah, she has Asui 2, but does she?
no, not really. Not
Mm-mm.
really.
But all right, man. Well,
No.
hey, is there
Yeah.
anything else that you
Yeah.
wanted to touch on before we get out of here?
Quick shout out. Thanks for Boar's Hat Games for running a great provisional 2. I'm doing this before the event because it's gonna happen. It's gonna be awesome. So I'm really
Yeah,
excited.
right. You
Yep.
got the new
Yep.
cool mat, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. We have the Borvahall mat, and then for our league we have. I don't know. It's Schoolyard Smackdown, but as the Boars. So it's like
Oh.
4 yard Smackdown. But there was
Hmm.
one thing that Power should have been Boar. It's like that's what it should have been, but it doesn't make any sense with the card. But yeah, it's super
Right,
cool.
right.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
that's
So
cool. That's cool, man. Yeah. Hopefully it goes well, man. Hopefully you have a good time. And
yeah, I hope you have a good time too. I know,
thank you.
like you said, you may be a little taxed with the little tyke. So, but
Yeah,
hopefully it goes
yeah.
well.
Yeah, I might get to play some, might not. It's all good either way.
Yeah,
Like I got my
yeah,
Nats stuff taken care of. It's more so like I said, I'm just kind of trying to be there to help out the community and all, and make sure that
yeah.
everyone else gets their invites. So yeah,
Mhm.
we'll make it
Yeah,
happen,
same,
man.
same. We're trying to get people their invites now that like it's like 2 people who are coming are like, well, you don't have invites.
Mhm.
Well, only one of you can get an invite, so we'll get one guy an invite, and then the next one we'll try to get the other guy the invite.
Yeah, make it
So
happen, man. But
yeah,
yeah, so looking forward to it. As always, everyone, do all the algorithm things. You know what I'm saying?
like,
Make
comment,
comments, like,
subscribe,
subscribe, do all
share.
stuff.
Yes,
Like I said, we're gonna try to be more regular with you. Kind of get stuff out there. So hopefully it's gonna be
we're
like
gonna
at
take
least
we're gonna take our Metamucil.
yeah.
We're
Oh,
gonna be regular. We're
hopefully
gonna be
it's
regular.
hopefully
We're
it's every
regular.
week, maybe every other week or so. That's kind of what we're aiming
Yeah.
for right now. So we'll see how it goes. But
There are some
um,
slow. I mean, like leading up to Nats though, there may be news every week, so we could
yeah.
have perceivably something every
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
So
Well, and if there's topics that you guys want us to discuss or get our
yeah,
thoughts on, absolutely tell us in the comments. Let us know down below, and we'll be more than glad to kind of share our thoughts on those sort of things as well. Because
definitely need to do our two old heads one deck on
yeah, we gotta record that
the
sometime.
character. We gotta do it. We gotta
Yeah,
do it. So
it'll be
yeah.
good. I'd have to
It'll
look
be,
at the list at this point. I haven't even looked at it in so long.
yeah, I
But
played it. I played it like a couple Wednesdays ago,
mm,
card for card.
okay,
It's a little. I need to trim it down by 6 cards and go to 50. If it's at
okay,
50, I think it's gonna be really, really
thanks, fun.
spicy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a blast. Even though I think order may be his best symbol, but
Yeah, fair enough.
repeated things,
Yeah, right.
So
That's a pretty good card. But all
rip.
right, guys. Well, thanks again for tuning in. And yeah, stay safe. Enjoy the weekend or the cards, or
Yeah.
hopefully you had a good weekend. I guess depending on when you hear this.
And
I don't know,
have a
man.
good week. Have a good week. Pay attention to everyone.
Enjoy
Take care of
life.
each other.
Yeah.
Enjoy life.
See you guys.
Bye, everyone.